6.4, interpret line graphs and bar graphs mastery check. Use the line graph below to answer the following questions. Okay, I'm going to look at this line graph, look at the title, Marie's trip to work. Looks like I have time on the x-axis, so I'm thinking that's how long her trip has been taking her, or has taken her so far. And the y-axis is distance from home, so how far away she is from home. All right, number 1. At one point during Marie's trip to work, she had to stop and wait for a train to pass in front of her. How long did she have to stop and wait? So I'm going to look at this line graph for where Marie is stopped. And I know that if the y-axis is how far away she is from home, if she is stopped, she is not going to be getting any farther or closer to home. She's just going to be staying at the same height on the graph while her time is continuing. And I see a spot like that right here. Her height, her distance from home is staying the same, but the time is moving on. And that happens from 25 minutes after she leaves to 30 minutes after she leaves. So that's going to be 5 minutes. Number 2, early in her trip, Marie realized that she forgot her lunch and had to go back home and get it. If she hadn't forgotten her lunch, how long would her trip have taken her? Okay, so first I'm going to try to figure out where she's forgetting her lunch and has to go back to get it. And I know that if she has to go back home, she's going to get closer to 0 as opposed to getting farther from 0 to closer to work. So I see that happen right here, right? She leaves and then she comes back, and right there she is home again. At point C, she is at home. So if she had remembered her lunch, she would have just been able to leave, wait for that train, and go right to work. She wouldn't have had to leave and come back and leave again. She would have just left the first time. So I'm seeing that she wasted 10 minutes leaving, coming, and coming back. So she wasted those 10 minutes because she forgot her lunch. And so her trip would have taken her 10 minutes less. Well, I can see that it ended up taking her 40 minutes. So I would just take 40 minus 10 to get 30 minutes. All right, let's look at this bar graph. It says number of vacation days of students in several countries. And so I've got number of vacation days and then the country. Okay, so question 3 says, which of the following must be true? A, students in China learn more than students in the US. Well, that's possible, but my question says which must be true, based on the graph that they gave us. Well, if students in China learn more than students in the US, that's not really the topic of our graph. The graph is the number of vacation days of students in several countries. It doesn't say anything about how much they learn. So it's not going to be A. A is off topic. B, every student in Great Britain and Germany get the same number of vacation days. So I'm going to look at Great Britain and Germany. They have the same number of vacation days, but I'm going to use a little bit of reasoning here and say, I'm guessing that not every school in Germany and every school in Great Britain gives the same exact number of vacation days. And so I'm guessing that these numbers are averages. And so it's possible that there are some kids in Germany who get 90 days and some kids in Great Britain who get 70 days and so forth. So I'm going to say B is probably not the best answer either, since these are probably average numbers of vacation days. Choice C, schools in the US are better than schools in other countries. Again, this is kind of like choice A. It's not really on the topic of the graph. We can't say just because US has more vacation days that our schools are better than other countries. The graph does not support that conclusion. So it must not be true. Or it doesn't have to be true, I should say. Choice D, the average number of vacation days that students receive in Great Britain is twice the average number of vacation days that students receive in China. Okay, now we're talking about averages. That's probably more reliable than just talking about straight up every student and their vacation days. So we're looking at Great Britain. So it looks like they have an average of 80 days because that column is at the height of 80. And in China, they're getting 40. Well, 80 vacation days is in fact twice 40 vacation days. So this one is true.